Oh, hi, B.
I'm the host. I'm recording.
Whoa,
Oh,
cool.
Hello, can you guys hear
Hi.
me?
Yeah, we
Yep.
can hear you.
I think you
Yay.
got taken away.
And I can record.
Okay.
All right, I'm
Cool.
hitting record and then I'm going to position the laptop here.
Oh, look at B.
He's the boss. B is now chairing the meeting. Oh, I have balloons again. What the hell?
What?
What are you doing? Like,
Nope, that didn't do
what's
it.
balloons? I don't know.
Can you
I
guys
have
see
no
us?
idea. Apparently it's my
Yes,
birthday.
we can see you and we can hear you.
Great. It's not ideal, the video, but at least it's there.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi. Okay. Wow, we've been through it. Half hour later.
We missed you
Okay.
all.
Rex has been very, very patient, and he had a written public comment and he's here in attendance, so I'm going to let him make any comment he has with a 3-minute limit, please, Rex, on non-agenda items. And
Hey
thank you
there.
for attending.
Okay. Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yep.
we can.
All right, super. Yeah, I just wanted to make a public comment regarding my letter that I sent to you guys on July 31st. Hopefully urging the board to join me in asking the Forest Service what their plan with Westmec is, particularly regarding the bathrooms. As I'm sure many of you know, the conditions over there are less than ideal, and it seems that the trailhead is becoming more and more popular as the years go on. So I was hoping to get the town's input, and we can discuss how best to go about that in trying to get some answers out of the Forest Service with what their plan is for that. As I said in my letter, they approved a plan that included bathrooms 7.5 years ago, and so far there seems to be no movement on that. So that is all for my public comment, and hopefully there can be some discussion around that.
Thanks, Rex. I know we had an email dialogue that I didn't copy everyone on because I don't think it complies with the Public Records Act. But I did. We had just so everyone knows, we had a little back and forth on the Forest Service, being the contact and potentially Congressman Neguse. And Nikki, thank you for providing your Forest Service contact, which I passed on to Rex. And I don't think the town has taken a position on this. From what Nikki shared, it doesn't sound like we were involved in that plan 7.5 years ago. But Rex, I think Sam also shared with me what you're the coach for the school biking team, and obviously take the kids to Westmeg in that capacity. So
Correct.
Yeah. But yeah, I think to the extent we could talk to our Forest Service partners, and I don't know if we're advocating for a specific position because I'm frankly not educated enough on the nuances of this topic, but I appreciate the call out. I think it's something that does impact the broader NED community. So thank you for being engaged. Nikki, I represented what you said, right? Correctly?
Yeah, several years ago there were discussions that kind of revolved around the West Magnolia area, and the Forest Service basically stated at that time that they didn't have staff or time or money to put in said bathrooms. So I don't know what happened. That was a long time ago that was being tossed around. So I'm not sure what happened between then and now. But what I was told was that they don't have staff to maintain bathrooms.
Got it. Rex, I don't know if you've gotten any traction with reaching out to them directly on the status of the project, but if you don't get traction on that, I think it's something we could also reach out about and see if they're more inclined to respond to town. But I think kind of premature for us to advocate for a specific position because I just don't know about all the nuances.
Understood. Yeah, I plan on getting more information. We've had some intro emails, but no response from them as yet,
Yeah.
which, as far as I know, is to be expected. I think they are severely underfunded. So
Yeah.
I'll be engaged more, and I'm
Yeah.
sure you guys will hear more from me.
Yeah, please do be in touch, and let's stay in touch. And like, if there are any touch points between the town and the Forest Service, I think it's something that we could keep on our radar to chat about with them. So thank you.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks for all
Rex.
your time.
Can I ask
Yeah,
a question to Rex, maybe the greater group? Do we know of any other like restroom facilities on Forest Service land on the peak to peak area that we could? Are there any like examples? Be like, could we, in terms of like services from the feds or not? I can't think of any. That's why I'm asking.
So I know the Sourdough Trailhead has a gigantic parking lot and bathrooms. And I actually went back the other day to confirm my memory, which is sort of absurd because in terms of use, Sourdough is one trail and sees, I would guess 100x less traffic. So why is there a bathroom there?
Yeah, well, that's helpful. And we do want to PROSAB as a board do some advocacy, whether that's signing off on a letter to a representative or to the Forest Service. We could cite that as an example.
Yeah, and I know the town, isn't directly responsible, but I think is certainly a stakeholder.
Yeah. My thing is one of those things, Nikki, if you're seeing like downstream impacts of like, crazy amount of people using the town maintained bathrooms at the visitor center or whatever, because there's no like stuff like that is like, I think where town's interest really becomes like super implicated. And that's like definitely like a data point we could use if that happened. So I didn't even know there were bathrooms at Sourdough, honestly. I've been there a million times and I've never seen them.
They put a portable toilet at the West Mag or the trailhead that's right next to our water plant. So I don't understand why they couldn't put a portable toilet or two up further down the road.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's better than what's happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because we get a lot of traffic to our town bathrooms, a lot of traffic, but I don't know that it's
From
because
West
they're
Mag,
riding bikes down to go potty and then going back to the woods. I don't know that's what's happening. So I think, to advocate at least for some portable toilets up there doesn't seem like that's nothing they have to maintain. So that takes out the equation of them not having enough staff.
I know I have spoken with some people about that, and I think the porta potty company might have some issues with that. Some worries about vagrant use, and
there are other portable companies besides Aero Pier.
That's true.
Companies that are down below that would totally do something like that. I know Hillary from Aero Pier is hesitant to do things where her potties might get damaged, but there's United and they come up. Columbia comes up. There are other companies that will come up here to service a porta potty.
I also think we need to spend some time investigating. There's probably a reason there's not bathrooms there from their perspective. And I would hate for us to advocate for a position without understanding more the context that we're working from here. And so I would suggest to this board and to you, Mr. Madden, that the town could do a little bit of outreach and just get a little bit more information so that we're not working in a vacuum, because it's always better to work collaboratively with partners instead of, you want to make sure you're tackling the right problems. And so I would just say that might be a best practice in this case, is to allow us some time to talk to them and just figure out what's going on.
I don't tell Mark ski. He's like, well, here's a bunch of telemark boots.
Sean, is that something that you would be able to raise in conversations with the Forest Service, or you or
and
Nikki?
I was thinking Nikki and I could probably just ask for meetings since I'm new, and that's what I've been doing a lot. Is people I'm new and then pretending I don't know anything and just seeing what they say. And that's a really good way to know. And thanks for that.
in my letter to you guys, that's actually what I asked for. Is I wanted you guys to reach out to them and kind of ask for a status update.
Yeah, I think if Nikki, if you're comfortable doing that, I think we could tag team that.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, we could report back.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, I was thinking like, is there like a trap? Like, do they want to permit it? Is there a parking issue where it's like they need to make changes like in a comprehensive way rather than just adding a bathroom? So yeah, I think it would be good to get more information from them. Thank you, Rex. We appreciate your engagement on this topic. And obviously it's an important area for town, even though it isn't in town. The other public comment was on the community wildfire protection plan. Nikki, I'm assuming this was not responded to by anyone on town side. This was from Josh Schlossberg, asking for provide me all the info you have on the West Boulder Canyon Phase 1 on page 152 of the CWPP. I think our response would just be to direct them to the folks and oh no, have we lost someone? Oh, Reps dropped. Direct them to the folks responsible for the CWPP. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
This is also on the agenda for the BOT on Monday, so they'll be talking.
Okay, cool.
He also wrote a very long letter to the editor in the Mountaineer that clarifies his interest in the plan and his position. So just, I'm assuming, John, you and Nikki have seen that, but if not.
I haven't. I don't know if you've seen it, but
What is the letter?
He wrote a letter to the editor, just his
criticism.
criticism.
It was also, he had posted it on Facebook too, the article. It's on the Mountaineer website or Facebook page.
Good to know. I'm kind of scared of the letter to the editor page in the Mountaineer, so I tend to avoid it, but maybe I should read it.
Yeah, we'll follow up with that too. There are parts of that that are not really relevant to Nederland. So like you said, we may not be the appropriate agency to talk to, but this is coming to the BOT. If any of you are interested, they'll be discussing the CWPP, right? Is that the right initials? Mm-hmm. Yeah. On Tuesday. And so that is a good opportunity for more information. And then there'll be like a whole packet in the packet that's coming out tomorrow from the town on the site.
Okay. I'm happy to respond to him and let him know for more information on CWPP, he needs to reach out to the responsible entity there, and then that this is on the agenda for Tuesday.
You can also reach out directly to town staff also, and we can tackle it. But I think we've got that comment. I think Macy has it. So we'll also take action on that in our office too.
And can you remind us when the comments on CWPP are due in general, John? Do you know?
I'm pretty sure there's still a reasonable amount of time, but I can follow up with you guys on that.
Yeah, I think there's like a week or so, and I would encourage, it was sent by one of the Boulder Water Collective folks to the PROSAB listserv.
Oh, cool. Okay. I'll have our public engagement officer send out another notice about it to everybody, and we'll blast it out. And then hopefully we'll have some more participation and people are just aware of it.
Yeah, that would be awesome, because I would encourage everyone on the board to read it. I'm also encouraging myself because I frankly haven't read the draft that was circulated, and add any public comment. Like, I'm going to be looking for Big Springs egress related things because that was mentioned in the last CWPP. So, and
as
anything else.
We're going to be having, it's a public meeting, anybody's welcome, but on Tuesday at 9 o'clock, we will be meeting at the community center to discuss the 3 preferred alternative routes for the Big Springs egress. And then we'll be going on site to take a look at some of the potential routes. And we have invited a pretty wide stakeholder group, like a very diverse one. So Boulder County will be there, Boulder will be there. And I would encourage anybody who's interested to just, it's a public meeting, so you're more than welcome. We'll meet at the community center in the, what do we call this room?
Multi-purpose room.
Yeah, multi-purpose room at 9 a.m. And then we'll be going over to Big Springs. We won't be going on like private property, but we'll be kind of exploring the routes. And in the packet, I think the packet was uploaded today, but if it's not, it will be tomorrow morning. There is a slideshow presentation that presents the routes and some of the conceptual work that went into them. So I would encourage anybody interested in that, just take a look at that packet too.
And
And
what was the
Macy
next?
sent those out to PROSAB about an hour ago, so everyone should have those in their inbox.
Cool.
Thank you, Kat. And what would the next steps after that, like walkthrough, be with respect to narrowing down to a route, John?
We need to determine the preferred alternative. That's why the stakeholder group is here. There are some considerations of wetlands in that general area that we want to avoid. But there's a life safety component here too. So what we're trying to do is prioritize, this kind of wicked problem approach. Like we know there's multiple important priorities here. So we just need to prioritize like what will work the best. And then that would be coming back to DOT for consideration to look at those routes. And this is something, I think with the Gross Reservoir fire, we saw how quickly Big Springs could be in a bad situation. So this is something that we really need to prioritize to find a good solution that balances all these different priorities.
Awesome.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, could not agree more.
Yeah. And has this meeting been widely communicated to the public? Because I haven't seen it other than my email, so I just wanted to make sure that it was visible to the community.
Right. It's a public meeting, so it's published. It's published on the town website, like any other meeting. It's not like a community forum per se. So it's one that it's a working meeting. So it's the stakeholder groups that are coming have some important work to do. But the public is invited just like they would be to any other meeting, and it's noticed the same way as any other meeting, like this one is on the town website. And anybody is welcome, but this is one where there's a pretty, there's a pretty strong need to get the work accomplished. So I think that it would work very similar to how your meetings would work. There'll be public comment opportunity, things like that, but it's not like necessarily a community forum. I do think that's probably something we will do, where we'll have some boards where we'll let people come in and tell us about which one they like based on this meeting, once we get kind of the stakeholders and anybody who was able to come to this meeting up to speed. But we want to make sure that this balances those priorities, and the community engagement piece is important for that. So that will not be something we're skipping here. We're just trying to make sure that we're moving this project along at a reasonable.
No, that sounds great. It needs to be efficient and move quickly as
Yeah.
possible.
And then if there is a time where we need to leverage like a Big Springs listserv, I don't think this meeting's necessarily appropriate to circulate on that listserv, because it becomes a lot of cooks in the kitchen situation. But where Kat, Lindsay, and I are all happy to help with that.
Yeah, and we'll make sure that we want that positive and negative feedback. We want everybody's opinion. So I will make sure, I'm committing to making sure that we have that opportunity in this process.
Great. Thank you. Okay, I didn't see any other written.
We do have additional public comment.
Oh, we do. Perfect.
If you had something to add, sir.
Yeah, I just have a question about, I have a neighbor who rents his property out 3 acres that is just a lot of fallen trees, and it's a big fire hazard. And is there anything the town can do to pressure this guy to have the trees taken away?
Well, I don't know as how much pressure town can exert, but there is a local organization called Saws and Slaws that helps people with deadfall that we're trying to get back together.
Wildfire Partners
Wildfire Partners
is an active group, and they will come up and help him clear his property. As far as it goes, you could always have, code enforcement go look at his property to see if there's any violations that he might be, violating town code, and then the person could be fined for failure to comply if he's given warning. So that's what the town would do. But that's just if he's violating code.
Is there any code related to tree, like fire mitigation tree hazards, or?
We could look at, it depends on, we need to look at the property to see how it fits.
Yeah.
But if you'd like to talk to me about that, I can hook you up with the people you'd want to talk to. I would always suggest the peaceful alternative in this situation, because those complaints are public. And so it's always good to try to work through maybe other solutions, but it's something that we would want to promote, or, you know, your interests are important here too. So we want to make sure that you have, that we all, everybody's, we're not telling you not to do it. I'm just saying, if there's always more than one way to skin a cat, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. But if you'd like to talk to Britt, we could talk to her about what you're seeing, and then we could kind of give you an idea of what there might be possible from the code enforcement side.
Good. Thank you.
And CT, I know Sam isn't here, but since you guys have that priority on volunteer events, there might be an opportunity to make volunteers available to community members who are physically unable to kind of mitigate and clear their own lots. And, you know, you don't need as many hands for just like a single lot, but that might be something to consider, just food for thought.
Thank you.
Thank you for the public comment.
You're welcome.
Anything else in terms of, I can't see everyone who's in the room because the owl died a slow death. So hopefully it's okay. Nikki, do you want to do your staff report?
Yep. So before I really dive in, I wanted to circle back with the wrap that was put down, the recycled asphalt that was put down at the in Chipeta parking lot.
Yeah. Thank you.
There was a complaint that was made to the EPA, and that complaint was passed on to the CDPHE. The CDPHE met me at Chipeta, and long story short, no violations are noted. It is a very common practice. It's done in many places. And when the CDPHE met me there, I explained to him that we were still in process of even working it. And he said, great, the parts where we're finished look awesome. And he was pleased with the drainage. Like I said, no violations were reported.
Thank you.
Quick question. Was that, do you know if the complainant was the person who had previously contacted?
I'm sorry. I do not know.
Okay, just
no guarantee. No, I do not know. They did not tell me the person's name. So we did in the month of July, we hosted the 4th of July parade and community potluck at Chipeta Park. I don't remember who was there. It was a flash of light. There were so many people that attended that 4th of July potluck at Chipeta. So if you were there, I hope you enjoyed it. And the parade was a super success. A lot of attendees from that parade. It really showcased the Public Works Department's commitment to community engagement and our desire to, public service. I have 2 new temporary parks employees that started in July, and they have been performing exceptionally well, ensuring that downtown remains free of trash and weeds. Their contributions have been vital in maintaining the cleanliness and aesthetic appeal of our downtown area and beyond. This has been the greatest year ever for weed mitigation, and downtown is looking awesome. The tennis and pickleball court surfaces have undergone their shot blasting and have been freshly painted with new lines. The improvements enhance the quality and usability of the courts, providing the community with well-maintained facilities for recreational activities. Next steps will be to attempt to get that grant and also to stain the concrete. We're not going to be painting it, we'll be staining it. It'll last longer, and that's what tennis is recommending. So that'll be next steps. That probably won't happen until next year. We'll see what happens with the grant, because we might be able to roll that staining of the concrete into the grant, because it's no longer a maintenance need. Now it's just we want to paint the court a different color. And agreements have been made between the city of Boulder and the town to repair the culvert and complete the drainage work in the performance space area of Barker Meadows. The collaboration is a critical step in improving the infrastructural and usability of that area. And it's really, once we kind of met up there, the in-person talks happened really quickly once we were able to kind of push the legal jargon aside and meet there and talk as humans. And we had JVA design us a drainage plan, and the city of Boulder accepted. So we'll be moving forward with that plan probably in September. The month of August, we'll be trying to work on the Riverwalk area that goes from the Ped Bridge to Chipeta's parking lot. That's a DDA funded project. So that trail will be widened, a couple new benches, some river access points, and just to kind of push back the willows a little bit. Thank you. Any questions?
Thanks, Nikki.
Great work.
Any questions for Nikki?
Also, CT just reminded me, my staff is also starting the mitigation project over at Moose Meadows area, not just tree mitigation, but also some weed mitigation in that area. My staff will be starting to make access points for saws and slaws to come in. And we also get a group of volunteers that come to me every October, and they do 2 days worth of work, and they are incredible young kids from New Vista High School. So we're going to do some prep work for them. That'll also start in the next couple of weeks.
Where are they gonna work, in Moose Meadows as well, or?
So what they can't use chainsaws or anything like that. What we use them for is swamping. And so we'll make sure the trees are burned and cut up, and then get piles of slash and have them haul it to our trailer. We'll take it to the slash dump from there. They worked the rink area last year. They did great.
Awesome.
Yep.
Please let me know if I can help out with that.
Awesome.
Nikki, is it about time to apply for the Dr. Cog students again for the fall semester?
I haven't seen that request come through yet, but I imagine it's got to be real close, September.
Yeah. Okay, cool. If you see it come through and I'm not on it, if you wouldn't mind just letting me know if it comes through.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Anything else for Nikki? Okay. The only other item I had on the informational items is just that the vacancy for the alternate role on the board is posted, and I linked to what Macy circulated, and that it's due at the end of the day on the 30th. And Nikki, I think what you just texted me was an application for that. Is that right?
It is. It's from Jim here in the room. And
Oh, nice. Okay. Thanks, Jim.
And I will give this application to Macy so that she can scan it in.
Perfect. Thanks, Jim. And yeah, so if anyone knows anyone else that is interested or would be good, please encourage them to apply. They have a little over 2 weeks. And hopefully at our next meeting in September, we can interview applicants and recommend someone for the board.
Forgive me, I wasn't at the last meeting, but did Kate resign then?
Yes, Kate resigned before the last meeting. She had a recurring kind of conflict, it sounded like, on Thursdays, which is somewhat what my attendance amendment was aimed at, but I frankly kind of want to hold on that because I'm stressed about the virtual aspect of it. So I want to see if we can get virtual better before I because if we all need to meet in person to actually be productive, that might be something we need. And I'm in my house right now, so I'm not pointing fingers, but well, maybe the new the Teams and the new system will make it better. But I'm actually gonna have us hold on that for now. But just I think managing expectations about attendance and the fact we only meet on Thursday, the third Thursday of the month. And if you can't come to that, it's really hard to participate. That's kind of what spurred that for me. So yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. The only other thing I had on the agenda was just to see if anyone needed any feedback or input on their action items for their respective goals. And I put the goals that are 3, but technically 5 goals on the bottom of the agenda, and just Kat sent me the one for the playground from Lindsay, her, and Sam. Thank you. And then Casey and I put the draft ones in there, but I know Casey's going to review what I put in for rink and tennis. But then like Casey and Lindsay for the volunteer network, Sam I know isn't here, CT and Sam for volunteer events.
Yeah.
And then Luke, Sam, and CT for land acquisition. If you have like any thoughts you want to work through, but just to, sorry, I realized I didn't reground us at the last meeting, and I know you weren't there, Lindsay. We kind of worked through the goals, and I know Kat chatted with you about that a little bit, and then we said we were going to have like short term, like I don't know, like 3 to 4 month horizon, like you could do through the end of the calendar year or first quarter 2025 or whatever. Just like short term goals to kind of like keep everyone on track and like know what, like make sure we're making like actual measurable progress towards the goal, but also like being realistic and not trying to go crazy. Like the one that you guys put out for the playground was basically just like researching funding sources and meeting with Nikki, like, and just accomplishing that before like the end of the calendar year. So yeah, just I think when we do have all of those, it would be helpful to like compile them all in one place and then be checking in periodically so everyone's like it stays kind of top of mind and everyone's accountable. But does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Any questions or thoughts on goals, action plans, anything from last meeting that occurred to you after the meeting? Or
I have some updates on the volunteer event on the 14th of September, if that's helpful.
yeah, go for it.
So I've met twice now with members of the Boulder Watershed Collective who are putting together the sort of town fire plan, evacuation routes, etc. I'm meeting one of their representatives and several other volunteers from the Sunnyside neighborhood this Sunday at 9 o'clock to walk the Moose Meadows property and discuss the job. Also, Bill Eichler brought in a fellow named Scott Golden, who supervised some of the mitigation work that occurred there 10 years ago. He's coming around 9 o'clock Wednesday next, and we're also going to walk the property together.
My staff and I will be there on that one.
And this weekend, I'm going to be going around, passing around flyers to drum up more volunteers, people looking to take part in the barbecue. We'll take musicians, cooks, anyone that's got a camping chair and wants to come have a beer. But also, of course, anyone that wants to volunteer for, you know, swinging an axe, hauling a log, mostly hauling. That is getting underway. We already have a few people in pocket. I'm hoping to get about 20 volunteers all in, and then probably double that for the barbecue. We'll see how it goes.
You know, one of the things that would be helpful to add to the equation are people with trailers that can help us haul stuff.
Yep. That's one of the things I'm asking for, and trailers, trucks would be very helpful. Basically, as I'm going around and passing out these flyers, I'll be knocking on doors and seeing people have to offer. Lots of people have wood processing equipment and experience, so.
I don't want to chip and cast out in. I want to haul the slash out.
Yep.
Anybody can have the logs, but the area is already full of chips. And what we're seeing in the chipped area is the amount of weeds that come up in that chip, because nothing else will grow through pine chip for 2 years. So the only thing that'll grow through pine chip is weeds.
Okay.
So if we cast, we got to make sure we're doing it right, and maybe just making mulch piles. But
one of the things that they suggested was a possible grant that could be applied, maybe not for the 14th event, but for a little later on, where they do the chipping, but then haul the chipping away.
That's perfect. Usually haul it to our shop.
Not being a downer, but you guys are planning on having alcohol at the event.
Yeah. Well, no.
No.
There's going to be beers.
For me,
not when you're working.
They can no. At the barbecue to follow.
Right. Well, the thing is that there's, I'm not trying to be a downer on this, but there is city regulations for how that probably should happen, and I would love to maybe just make sure that we're within the realm of what's allowed, just to make sure that everybody.
Where is the barbecue?
Private residence.
Like private resident? Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Is there an opportunity for us to, as someone that uses a lot of wood to heat their house, for people to get that wood instead of take it to the sort yard?
There'll be as much wood as can be carried away, and probably a good deal more so for people that can't make it on the 14th. Just have
Yeah,
to
I
figure
would
out
say
where.
that anybody who helps could definitely, I mean, depending on how many people are like, yeah, I want it, because we want it to be fair as well.
Yeah.
And it'd be great to be able to donate some to the wood bank. But I'd say anybody that helps on the 14th could definitely take their truckload or 2 truckloads, or there's a lot.
There's tons.
It
There's
is
so
horrible
much.
in there. It's horrible.
It took the brunt in a couple of places there.
Yeah.
You have a trailer too, Lindsay, so you
I
could
know,
be,
right? It's out.
yeah,
Yeah,
My
absolutely.
husband in.
yeah,
Yep.
you can help in multiple ways.
Any warm body.
Is there any chance the town could, do we have like some big trailer that we can,
We're not delivering. Is that what you mean?
what?
What were you gonna say?
Just to take Slash to over to the sort yard.
We have a trailer, a car trailer. It's not like we can't haul the
Like a
big,
Yeah, there's not like a big equipment trailer.
there is, but we don't haul it with
We need.
a tandem dump truck with like,
Can we Jesse to?
no, no. We could ask Jesse if we could borrow his trailer, because he's got one.
Jess is coming on Sunday.
Cool.
Make sure you spin through Indian Peaks too, because I know there are a few willing and able folks in there.
Okay. I'll get you some copies
Yeah,
of
I
the
can
flyer,
just tell you
and
exactly,
I'll
exactly.
email that around to folks so they can pass it about.
I know exactly who.
Yeah, I was gonna say CT, if you're able, what time are you? It would be great if you could share the details via email and we could get it into the Bugle for September and
Yeah.
circulate it like to our network. Like we could send it to the Big Springs listserv or put it on NetHeads but what
Sure.
time are you thinking? Just so we have it to note it
Time
down.
I was thinking is work to start around 9 a.m., barbecue to follow, beginning at 4 p.m. But people could show up to the barbecue earlier, would be fine. I'm just not going to be there till 4.
Okay. Yeah, if you're able to like just put like I think it's at your home, so like your home address, the times, like
Yeah.
if you have any like graphic design skills or anything, or anyone, I certainly don't, but just basic details like that.
Yeah. And I'll come out with a list of things. They want to, the Colorado Watershed Collective wanted to set up a table at the barbecue to distribute information, maybe say a few words to community members that are there eating. It's totally fine with me. I say the more information about this that we get out, the better. I will also email around like a list of things that probably want to have for the barbecue, like we can get a few tables, an extra grill, that kind of thing.
Is it, who it is from this, who are you meeting on Sunday?
They haven't told me who they're sending.
What group is it? That's me.
The Colorado Watershed or the Boulder Watershed Collective.
The same people doing the wildfire mitigation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's awesome, CT. Thank you for the update and all the work you're doing on this. And maybe we could also use it as an opportunity to sign up volunteers for the greater volunteer initiative. So maybe I could attend and also sit next to like CWP, another sign up sheet.
Absolutely. The more the merrier. I guess I probably do need to talk to the fire department about getting I don't know what the deal is for a barbecue.
Well, and right now it's a stage 2 fire ban. Anyone that's working a chainsaw has to have a fire extinguisher and something else.
Spark arrestor.
Spark arrestor on your chainsaw, but you also have to have a fire extinguisher within 30 feet of where you're working.
Do we have any just that we could share?
Yeah, we could share some.
Okay, that's a great
I don't
one.
know that I could share
Oh,
ton.
yeah. I was curious.
I mean, we are unlikely to be spreading out too far. I don't think we're going to have a huge number of people volunteering to haul wood.
Yeah, but to just let the fire department know that this is happening
Mhm.
during a stage 2 would be really good too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was gonna say definitely reach out to like Charlie or Connor or someone just to make sure they understand what's happening and know about it.
They might want to play.
Hey, we'll
Yeah.
take them. We'll take them. So yeah, that's what I got. There'll be a good deal more to say in a couple of weeks when I get a sense of how many people are up for this.
Yeah, I don't think we'll meet again though before September 14th. So
I'll
I think
keep
share it.
your email.
Yeah, share info via email and like, obviously we can't reply all, but we can reply to you individually if we have questions. And yeah, Casey, you could put it in your action plan to collect volunteer contact info at Sauce and Slaws. That's bullet 1. Awesome. I look forward to being there.
I do have a question regarding the
go.
volunteer stuff. John, since you're in the room, nice to meet you. I haven't met you yet, but I've been meaning to email you. And so one thing that is, I went into town hall to ask if PROSAB could get an email address that we could use for the volunteer initiative, to use it to log into the system that we're going to use to track volunteers and reach out to volunteers. And then like a shared login. And then that way we can also send communications out to volunteers from a town email, not like a spam Gmail account. And so they told me to reach out to you. And so I didn't know, not to put you on the spot, if that would be a possibility.
I think it is. Would you be able just to email me that just so I have it on my task list? Do you have
Yeah.
my email address?
I don't.
Okay, I can, it's very easy. It's just townadmin@nederlandco.org. But the meeting's on my laptop and my task list is on my laptop. So I just don't want to space it out. So if you wouldn't mind emailing me, I will definitely get that working.
It's just the same email that Miranda used to have, Lindsay.
Yeah, I put it in the chat, Lindsay.
Thank you.
You still
Yeah, I'll do
I
that
need
right
to change you, John, because it still comes up as Miranda.
That's happening all over the place. It's on our phone tree too. So
Yeah, I'm sure.
So, but that's okay. I don't mind. Miranda's cool.
She certainly is. Awesome. Anything else goal related?
So I had talked to Nikki about scheduling the mini weed pull tomorrow, and I'd given Peter the information on that to go in the Bugle. But as far as I know, the Bugle has not been rung, has not been sounded this month. I haven't seen it.
I don't know.
No,
No,
it
we
went
got
through.
it. It
was
went
in
out
there.
like a week ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, he was collecting info for it last week.
No, it went out. The weed pull is in there.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, because
Oh.
Alex texted me to ask if I knew about it, since I think you had intended to email PROSAB about it, but that didn't go through.
Yep. And so, yeah, everyone, tomorrow from 2 to 4, I will be at Gershio Field.
Great place to meet might be this, Curcio.
Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna find a lot of weeds at Curcio,
Okay.
but I think you'll find more around the skate park
Okay.
area and Fisherman's Lot. Yeah. I mean, you'll find some at Curcio,
Yeah.
no doubt.
And then you're able to drop off some stuff, or should I come pick it up?
Brian and Mark are gonna meet you there tomorrow.
Oh, okay, cool.
what time?
Let's go from 2 to 4 tomorrow. No, you don't have to come the whole time. You don't have to come at 2, but
They'll probably
if
meet
anyone
you.
wants to come, I'll be there. And
I don't know if
maybe
they'll
others.
play with you the whole time, but they'll at least come back and pick up bags.
yeah. Okay, great.
So we did say it did go out. Is that right?
So they said,
Okay. Is it emailed or is it physical too?
it's physical.
Okay.
Is it
That's a
physical?
good question. I don't know.
The Bugle is emailed, except for quarterly. I believe it goes out with the water bills. So
Right.
this
Yeah.
one was only emailed. The last one was hard and email.
Yeah.
Maybe what we need to do is publish a thing about how to sign up for the email list to make sure everybody's on it. So I'll talk to Peter about seeing if we can do something like that on the website.
I just put what was in there in the chat, but yeah, I don't even know how I got on the list. I don't know if it's because I have an engaged Netherland account or whatever, but the time is right. The date is right. It says
Thank you.
Garcia.
I didn't get that, so that's great.
I love how you were like, the Bugle has not been wrong. The Bugle is having some technical difficulties.
I take it back.
I didn't know about it till the other day, so I can't be there tomorrow, but thank you for recognizing that.
Yeah, and Casey, I'm gonna try to come for a little bit, but I am sick, so I may or may not end up down there. So, but it would be good. I don't know if you guys, I don't know if you have like a little flyer or anything, but maybe sharing it on social media would be helpful too.
Yes.
since I don't know how many people actually get the Bugle yet.
I'm not sure about my meeting schedule, but if I'm free, I'm coming to help.
Oh,
So,
thank you. Okay, cool.
Sweet. St. Louis County Bills, very, very satisfying to pull.
and it's outside and not sitting at a desk, so that would be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be nice tomorrow as well. So, but yeah, if you want to post on Nedheads or something, Casey, people might be available and want to spend time outside. Awesome. Anything else? That's kind of, as I said, I want to table the attendance thing because I don't know about how sustainable virtual attendance is, so I don't want to like codify it if we don't, if we're not confident. So I'm gonna table that and put it back on at a future time.
We'll have this software working at your next meeting, and I think it'll be a good test for you to see what we're going to buy some new equipment too that make it really nice. But this will be like hopefully stable internet, stable everything where it'll work, and so that'll give you a good test case to see if you can do what you want to do.
Yeah, that sounds good. That's exciting to hear that there's a solution in the works as well. Awesome. That's the end of the agenda from my perspective. Barring any other comment, we can adjourn. If someone moves to adjourn.
I hereby move to adjourn.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Awesome. Thanks all. Thanks for figuring out the tech stuff. And I know it wasn't easy, but we appreciate you making it work.
Duct tape.
My department.
Bye, y'all.
Duct tape.
See
Bye.
ya.
Have a good evening. Bye.
Try to be cool if you can make it.
Can I
Feel
see
better,
this with
chat.
you to give to me?
Bye.
Bye.
I will email you tomorrow. If that's, I know I said I was going to do it today, but I will really do it tomorrow. I promise.
We have a whole bunch of stuff.
It's been a little crazy around here, but that's okay.
Yeah.
What kind of professor were you?
Environmental engineering.
Oh, cool. How long did you do that for then?
Well, I was at Clemson for almost 10 years. You know, I taught at the University of New South Wales in Australia.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
AFCP.
My godson,
Posted on some.
Clemson is on his short list. He wants to be civil engineer. He's going to be.
Supposed to go to Red Rocks the night
He's
before.
been out there.
Won't be helping physically, but I will
He's a junior this
be
year.
wearing sunglasses and having my favorite.
He's very excited about college. So,
He doesn't like Boulder?
no, I brought him here. He's from Wisconsin, and
He thinks it's too much like Madison. But
Yes. As one of my grandsons,
So because
yeah,
Billy got involved.
he lives out in California.